Hi, I'm Brian Whitens from the TV show Real Outdoors, filling in for Buck Levasseur. Join me for a morning on Lake Michigan in non-stop salmon slamming action with Captain Jim McDonald aboard the Fin-Addict out of Cedar River.
Not a bad morning of fishing so far.
From there, a trip to Bark River Knives for one of their annual grind-ins.
One of the 3 weekends that we have a year, which we call a grind-in. And that's where people from all over the country can come for the weekend, and they make their own knife.
Then we'll get the scoop on the new Mentored youth hunting program.
Well, new for this year, the state of Michigan has eliminated the hunting age and enacted the Mentored Youth Hunting License program.
Stick around, it's time for discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forests thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
Today's show is brought to you by Hiawatha Log Homes, building dreams one home at a time, and Wendrick's Truss, keeping the UP covered since 1975.
It was still dark when we headed out from the Cedar River State Harbor, out into Lake Michigan in search of salmon. We were aboard the Fin-Addict with Captain Jim McDonald. I talked with Spaghetti on the dock before we left. Spaghetti is a Cedar River local who spent most of his life commercial fishing the waters of Lake Michigan. He's one of those guys that just seems to know things. He said, Jimbo's got a nose for fish. Jimbo doesn't look for fish, he just goes to where they are. Well, all I can tell you is we headed out into the darkness, got rigged up, and caught salmon non-stop from then till we reeled in the last line.
Yep, there. Ready? Yeah, I got it. First one of the day. First one. Yeah, bring him in now. Not unusual on these copper lines for the fish to charge the boat for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the weight of the copper. They tend to charge the boat a lot more often. Okay, he's back in. There we go.
They say salmon is good for you. Most of what I eat passes through the deep fryer first. I think you can't possibly get enough bacon, and as far as I'm concerned, fries come with a cheeseburger on the side. And Mountain Dew's not just for breakfast anymore. But there is some hope. I do like salmon. They say salmon has a very high nutrient profile. It's high in the prized omega-3 fatty acids. Now, I'm not sure what they are,
Controlled chaos!
but they've been proven to protect people from a host of health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, blood clots that cause strokes, Alzheimer's, and age-related issues. All this just from eating salmon. All I know is it's very good on the end of a fishing line.
You got that lure free, Jim?
Yep, there you go, Frank.
That's the SWR?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Have you been dreaming of owning a log home, cottage, or camp? We are Hiawatha Log Homes, proudly serving the UP and satisfied customers since 1983. Our in-house staff of professionals are ready to help you create the perfect log home plan. Visit our website or stop by our model home and meet our staff. From cottages to castles, we can custom design to your specific needs. Hiawatha Log Homes, building dreams one home at a time.
That's a good one. He's pulling. Here's a good one. Here's a good one.
Rick?
Tracker.
This is the easy way to reel them in. Oh boy, he's tugging. Hey, I'm Captain Jim McDonald, Fin-Addict Charters. We're out here fishing in the Bay of Green Bay, out of Cedar River. The water's warmed back up, which is good. Fishing for salmon today, king salmon. The bite's been phenomenal this year in 2012 so far. I think we've put about 140 fish in the boat in 8 trips. The bite should be strong here through the middle of August, I would imagine. The Bay of Green Bay is a tremendous salmon fishery. It's called blue jeans. We have lots of large concentrations of alewives come in here, and so the salmon follow them in from the big lake to feed on them. And I mean, boy, I've been fishing Lake Michigan for over 30 years, and it sure seems that up here in the Bay of Green Bay, I get some of my largest salmon I ever catch. Today we have several fish over 15 pounds. We don't have anything that's 20, but lots of good, solid, what we call teenager fish. You know, we get a lot of those big fish here chasing the bait around. And we have a couple different year classes of fish today. We have several 2-year-old fish that run 5 to 8 pounds. Then we have several 3-year-old fish that are anywhere from 13 to maybe 17 pounds.
All right, Rick, don't screw up.
Well, if I do, I'll just do it with flare. Yeah, he's kind of going in the wrong direction right now.
So you gaining it all, or is he taking line? My buddy's fishing.
Yeah.
You got that thing in yet?
Yeah.
Do I got time to go take a nap?
He's still in Lake Michigan, from what I can tell. In fact, he is still back there, good 200 plus feet.
Reel it all the way to the gypsy, Rick.
Okay.
Right,
Ready?
Yep. Another beauty.
Essentially, you've got a little snapshot of what the sport fishery has been this year and can be, and what has the majority of the sport fishing public concerned about the future viability of the salmon fishery on the Great Lakes is just the status of the alewife population. We are at a point now where we have about anywhere from, depending on whose estimates, a quarter to 20% of the alewife stock that we had 7 to 10 years ago. And now with the influx of wild salmon, both being produced in northern Lake Michigan and the fish that are swim over fish from Georgian Bay waters of Lake Huron, we have some estimates as high as 8 million salmon coming into the Lake Michigan system every spring. And that's, I mean, the highest when it was all planted or hatchery origin fish was, again, right around 8 million fish. So one of the a lot of people talk about improved water clarity in the Great Lakes and the water's cleaner. Well, one of the reasons that visibility has improved is basically because that what they call biogenic turbidity, the invertebrates in the water column are largely gone as a consequence of proliferation and filter feeding of the 2 invasive mussels, zebra and the deeper, more prolific quagga mussels.
On board, Captain Jim's Fin-Addict. Not a bad morning of fishing so far.
If you look back into the history of the quaggas in Lake Michigan, they came on the scene roughly around 1990, and literally from 2007 through the present is where they've gotten into exponential growth and have become literally an organism that coats nearly the entire bottom of the Great Lakes. For quaggas, they are now found at depths of 90 meters, so approximately 300 feet of water. But greatest abundance is in the zone from 30 meters to 50 meters of depth, which is, you can basically say that's where most of the fish food is being produced if their numbers are highest. There doesn't appear to be any biological control, and they appear to be the greatest constraint on the ability of the alewife population to continue to grow and flourish. This abnormally warm spring and summer that we're having may pop another huge year class of alewives, and that's obviously going to help, but those fish have to get to a minimum of 3 years of age before they can reproduce and contribute to the adult spawning stock. And it's that proportion of the adult spawning stock that is least abundant within the substantially smaller alewife population.
We're running a full spread of lures today. We have copper lines out with moonshine spoons. We're running flasher flies off of our dipsies, some meat rigs off of our wires. We've also had some luck on downriggers with moonshine plugs, had a few hits on those today. We're out here fishing today the Michigan waters of Green Bay. However, we also make trips over to Door County, fish Washington Island, Chambers Island, Whaleback Shoal, Ellison Bay, Des Door, Rock Island. There's just a ton of area out here in Green Bay that offers good fishery. We concentrate on a lot of structure fishing out here. So we're fishing on steep drop-offs a lot, looking for bait concentrations that then therefore attract the salmon to them. And we're looking for temperature too. I like to get everything down in the colder water, preferably 50 degrees or cooler. Right now we got some of our lines are down over 100 feet looking for that colder water.
Fin-Addict Charters. The action never stops.
Been a really good day.
Deer love apples. That's why the Mighty Deer Lick Company created the original, one and only, real apple blocks for deer. Mighty Deer Licks are made with pure fresh apple and the perfect 1-to-1 calcium-phosphorus ratio for superior antler growth. If you want big bucks with big racks, feed Mighty Deer Lick year-round. See our live deer cam at mightydeerlick.com. Mighty Deer Lick, simply the best. The history of knife making dates back as much as 5 million years and is quite possibly one of the oldest hobbies or occupations known to man. It began with sharpened stones and then teeth, claws, and bones, followed by soft metals such as bronze and copper, then forged iron. The UP itself is rich in knife-making history and nowadays is home to a handful of companies that specialize in crafting some of the highest quality knives in the country. I had the opportunity to visit Michigan's largest knife company, Bark River Knives in Escanaba, for an event they call a grind-in.
Hi, I'm Mike Stewart with Bark River Knives here in Escanaba, and we make specialty knives that they're all handmade here right in Escanaba, and we distribute them worldwide. We have distribution all through the United States. We have distribution in Europe and Asia. Most people here in Delta County and the UP have no idea what we do, but we do make a lot of products. This weekend is one of the 3 weekends that we have a year, which we call a grind-in. And that's where people from all over the country can come for the weekend, and they make their own knife. They use all of our equipment. We supply a hardened bar of steel with some holes drilled in it for a handle, and we give them a Sharpie and some rulers, and they design their own knife, and then we assist them in making their own knife. Once they draw their design on the blank, they go out into the shop, and then they literally profile the knife by grinding out the shape of the blade on the bar of steel. Then they partially polish it, and then they choose their handle material. We use a wide variety of handle materials from laminates like micarta or G10, which is a fiberglass laminate. We bring in wood from all over the country, and all over the world. We have exotic burls and all kinds of fancy handle material. We have fancy fasteners. And then our guys and gals help them attach the handle material to the blade. Once it's set up, which is really only about 15 minutes, then they go out and they actually shape the handle material to the shape of the handle they designed. And then they go out on the line, and then we show them how to literally round the edges and make it more ergonomic to their hand. Once that's finished, that the handle's completely finished and polished out, then we have them grind the blade. You don't want people working on the handle with the blade already ground where they could get hurt. We then help them grind the blade. Even if they've never ground anything in their entire life before, they're going to have somebody from our crew right next to them to help them get it right. And then we'll show them how to polish the blade the last bit of the way, and then they give the knife an overall polish, and then we put the grinding logo on it for them after it's inspected. And our inspection gals up front will make sure that it's absolutely up to snuff before they pass it, so they may even make them go back and repolish it. So when they're finished, we end up with everybody making a really beautiful knife. You can make a knife that's as rudimentary and basic as you'd like, or as fancy as you'd like. The events have been very, very successful. Most of the people that attend these fly in or drive in from other parts of the United States, or even from foreign countries. We've had people here from the Netherlands, we've had people here from Japan, from England, and it's all geared around having fun, learning how to make knives, and applying that knowledge to using knives. Bark River Knives is 10 years old, and we started our company in our dairy barn out in Bark River, which is why it's called Bark River Knives. And there were just a handful of us in the dairy barn, and we outgrew that very quickly and then moved into town here. And this is now a 12,000 square foot facility that we fill up pretty good with a lot of people. We at Bark River make about 85 different models at present that are our line. We also manufacture knives for other companies. We make sporting knives generally, but we do make military style knives. We've had some that we designed for Force Recon and for Special Forces teams. We also make the Skagel line of knives for another company. We are actually the largest knife company in the state of Michigan. Our knives are sold locally by a couple different stores, but we have nothing here for sale because every single knife we make is shipped out every single day to our distributors. So we don't have a showroom or anything, and it's not that we don't want people to stop by and say hi, but there's nothing here that we have to sell you. But we can direct you to some of the stores that do carry our products.
This portion of today's show brought to you by Superior Welding and Manufacturing, a proud supporter of the outdoors.
Coming up this weekend is the Youth and 100% Disabled Veteran Firearm Deer Season. Kids 16 years of age and under can participate in this special hunt. Hunters under the age of 10 must be licensed through the new Mentored Youth Hunting Program. To find out more about this program, I met with Conservation Officer Elton Luce.
Well, new for this year, the state of Michigan has eliminated the hunting age and enacted the Mentored Youth Hunting License Program. It allows youths under the age of 9 to be able to go out and enjoy the sport of hunting and get them started at an earlier age. I'm really a supporter of this. I'm glad to see it. There's some people that are not really excited about this. They say that the kids are too young, but really it's on the parents. My opinion is if you can get them out there and get them started before they're able to be certified in hunter safety, where they're going to have that much more knowledge available to them by the time they get to the hunter safety class. Well, for this year, there's going to be 2 categories of youth hunters. There's going to be hunters that are 10 to 16 years of age, and then there's going to be hunters under the age of 10. These 9 and youngers are going to be able to hunt on a Mentored Youth license. This is going to allow them to hunt waterfowl, turkey, small game. It's also going to allow them to hunt deer. They're going to get 2 deer tags with their license. They're going to get a fur harvester license, and they're also going to get an all-species fish. And this whole package can be purchased for $7.50. Being that the youths will not have a valid photo ID for the most part, they'll have to purchase a DNR Sport card for $1. So for $8.50, it's a heck of a package. Young hunters that are under the age of 9 that are going to be hunting deer, to hunt with a firearm, they're going to have to be on private land only until they're age 14. CFA land, which is open to the public for hunting, will qualify as private land. But if you're going to hunt public land under the age of 14, you're going to be restricted to archery and crossbow only. However, if they're going to hunt turkey or they're going to hunt waterfowl or small game, those 9-year-olds and younger will be able to use the firearm on public land. That is strictly for deer hunting only. The 9 and younger hunters are not going to be able to take bear and elk in those controlled lottery draws. If you want to get involved and be a mentor and take these youths hunting, you need to be 21 years of age, and you need to have had hunter experience, and possess a valid hunting license. If you fall within that age category where hunter safety is required, then you would have had to have had the hunter safety class. Youths that are going to hunt in the youth season, which is going to be coming up here on the 22nd and 23rd of this month, any youth 16 years or less that's going to participate in the youth hunt, whatever tag they hold can be used to harvest any deer. Now, once you get to the regular firearm season, those 9 and younger that hold these mentored youth licenses, that tag is still valid for any deer. But when you get to age 10, from 10 to 16, if you buy a combo, at this point, the point restrictions are going to apply for a hunter 10 to 16 hunting on a combination license in the firearm season. And a youth 10 to 16 hunting under a regular junior firearm license, their tag would be good for any antlered buck. The youth hunt that's coming up on the 22nd and 23rd is a no-bait hunt. Food materials, salt blocks, or anything like that that's not supposed to be used until October 1st is not allowed to be used. If you plant food plots, normal agricultural practice is fine. That's not considered baiting. But as far as putting out apples, corn, things like that, you're not allowed to do that till October 1st. I really believe in this hunt. For me, growing up in a state where there was no hunting age, me and both of my brothers took our first deer by the age of 7. I know this can work. The safety is going to be on the parents, the responsibility. If you as a parent do not feel that your child is ready or responsible or mature enough to handle a firearm, well, that's your choice. The responsibility is definitely going to fall back on the parents to make this work. I think it's a great thing. You get the youths familiar with the sport of hunting before they even get to hunter safety. That way they've got a foundation to build on when the hunter safety instructors take over.
Well, I hope that sheds some light on the new Mentored Youth Hunting Program. Make plans to get out in the woods this weekend with your son or daughter or niece or nephew and show them what hunting in the UP outdoors is really about. Should we see if we can find some birds?
Let's do it.
Remember, you can visit us anytime online at realoutdoorsup.com or join us on Facebook at facebook.com/realoutdoorstv. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Monday night right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.